That's enough swirling. Let's get into it. Here's the ingredients. I'm trying out some new camera shots here. Ooh, look at that garlic. Bit of shallot, a bit of ginger, some soy sauce, a variety of chilies. If you want to note this down, take a screenshot. I'll put it in the description. So how are we going to start? We're going to get our aromatics. So we're going to get the shallots, ginger and garlic. We're going to finely slice pretty much everything here. The key is very consistent slices. If you've got a mandolin and you're willing to use it, go for that, because it's going to give you the consistency. However, they scare me and I'm quite happy to chop it. So I'm going to chop it quite thinly. This is essentially going to reduce the cooking time when it comes to frying them in the oil, which is in the next step. So just finish off this shallot and then magically 2 of them will disappear. Ta-da! So with the ginger, we're just going to take the ends off. I'm going to chop this very thinly. I'm not bothered about peeling this here, because what we're going to do with the ginger is we're going to fry it, but then we're going to take it out. So we're going to discard the ginger, whereas the onion and the garlic, that's going to stay in at the end. That's going to be what makes it crispy at the end. So with the garlic, very similar to the onion, we just want consistency here. We're going to fry them in different batches so that they cook at the same time. I tend to discard both ends of the garlic at this point, just makes it a little bit easier to cook. And at this point, Radhika decided she wanted to make a coffee, so that's nice of her. And to be honest, she made me one too as well. So we're going to put all of our chili, sugar, sesame seeds, and all those ingredients, all this dry ingredients into the bowl. That's going to be the money shot that we saw at the start. I'm going to show you that as well once all the aromats have been fried. We're going to heat up the oil. Once the oil starts to shimmer, we don't want it to be smoking. That's when we know it's going to be ready. You can use a sort of wooden chopstick or a wooden spoon to know when it's ready. You'll start getting little bubbles around the spoon. So we're just going to throw in here the garlic, some star anise, some cinnamon, and then once it's all crisped up, all the flavours infused, we're going to take that out. I've got a few little different sieves and spoons here. I'm not quite sure which is the best one, but they seem to both work the same. Just be careful that you don't get any of the hot oil on yourself. And then the garlic in. I love when you put garlic into oil like this, because the centre hole in the middle just seems to expand, and that's where all the crispiness comes from. And then we're just going to try and separate out some of the slices that didn't quite cut through all the way. And then once they're nice and brown, light brown, we're going to add it to a plate just at the side. I'm going to leave it there. The reason I've used the kitchen roll is just to give it a bit of a chance to dry out, and it allows the garlic to go a little bit crispier while we do the onion. If I can ever get these last few bits out. Oh, magic, they seem to have disappeared. So onion in, same again. This is probably the most time consuming bit. This onion probably took half an hour to actually crisp up. You can see it at the start now. It's just being patient, not having the heat on too high. It's not smoke that's coming off the top of that, it's just the steam from the heat, the steam rising. So we just, once that's nice and crispy, you can see how crispy that is, or how fried it is. We can just put that onto the plate as well with the onion, with the garlic, sorry. Again, using my many different techniques of getting the onion out. And then we're going to get to the good stuff now. Eventually. at this point the heat is turned off, so it's just letting the oil cool down a little bit, so it's not going to hopefully burn the chili. So tip here is just pour in a little bit at the start. It's, you don't get that full exciting bit, which you'll get in a minute, but little bits at a time are going to help the chili and the other dry ingredients just to sort of acclimatise to the hot oil that's being poured on it. It's going to prevent the burning. So you can see it's sort of coming together in a little bit of a paste here. And then we're going to get the good shot. Are we? Still not learnt about putting things in front of the camera while I'm doing something, but you get a nice view of my spoon. And then finally figure it out. Pour all the oil in at this point. Get any last little bits and bobs. You can see all that nice funky bubbling. And then we're just going to stir it. We don't want to leave it. Stir it to help it cool down. Again, this will help the chili not burn. So we're just going to keep swirling that round. And then you can just see that intense red flavour. Just absolutely perfect for what you're looking for when you're doing a chili crisp, chili oil. It honestly is just so much better than any of the bought stuff you can get this. And then when we are ready, we're just going to leave that on the side to cool down a little bit, and we're going to take all that onion and garlic from before. We're just going to try and crunch it up, little small pieces. To be honest, I ended up leaving the garlic a little bit bigger in this one just because I missed some of the bits, but it's not a worry, to be honest. It's all cooked through, so just try and make it as fine as possible. It's an absolute nightmare to get off your hands, so just be aware while you're doing that. And we're going to add that in, just stir it all in, and that's going to be what makes the crispy bits for the chili oil, chili crisp. And then, yeah, don't forget to stir in the soy sauce as well. We do this at this point, so again, it doesn't burn. And just stir that in. You can see some of the bigger chili garlic bits there. So then I'm going to put it into a couple of pots. I've got 4 ready, but it filled 2. What I've actually done here as well is I've heated up a little bit of extra additional oil and put it in just to fill it up. That's fine. And then just a quick recipe. This is one of the best ways I like using it, is doing a fried egg, essentially sunny side up egg. So we're going to use a couple of tablespoons here. I'm doing 3 eggs. Radhika got the benefit of having a nice breakfast made by me. So once that oil's ready, with eggs I like to go on sort of a low temperature, just to not, I don't particularly like the sort of crispy bottom of an egg, and I like to keep the yolk nice and runny. So 3 eggs in. You can see the sort of colour of the oil already leaching into the eggs. Honestly, it's just so flavourful, and especially when you bite into the yolk, you get some of the chili oil and the yolk at the same time. Honestly, you just can't go wrong with it. And then let's see how good my spatula skills are here. I'm going to drop one. Ooh. I get 2 for the price of 1 here. Oh, a bit of a trouble with the last one. Is it going to go okay? Look at that. Perfect. I'll start figuring out these videos a bit more as we're going along. But there we go. Pretty much what you need. Chili oil, homemade, ready to go. Ooh. If you found this recipe helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more easy cooking tips and spice-packed recipes.